In today's video, I'll be showing you how to use Etoro as a beginner. Now, this video is going to cover everything you need to know about Etoro, including how we can create an account, how to deposit, as well as how we can start trading and how we can withdraw back into our bank account. So if it's your first time using Etoro and you haven't yet created an account, the first thing you want to do is click the link at the top of the video description. Now, once you're on this page, we can actually get started in creating our account by going up to the top right corner and clicking login. And then we can go down to the bottom and click sign up. Now, if you've already got an account, of course, you can simply just sign in with your credentials. However, if you haven't yet got an account, you will have to sign up first. Now, if you've already created an account, feel free to skip forward in the video, as this first section is going to cover how we can actually create our account. So here it's going to ask for our email, username and password. However, you can also sign in with Google and Facebook, and I'm actually going to click Google because I find this method easier. So from here, it's going to ask us to pick a username. So you just want to go ahead and type that in here. Once you've done that, you can accept the terms and conditions, and you can acknowledge that your information will be used in accordance with the privacy policy and cookie policy. So from there, we can choose to create an account. From there, your account will be created and you'll now need to complete your profile. So we first just need to click continue here, and we can start filling out this information. So this information should actually match our ID or passport, so make sure you put real information in these answers. It also says how this information should match our ID or passport, and we will have to upload our ID or passport at some point as well, so make sure this information is correct. So you just need to enter in your first, middle and last name here, then you can choose your gender, and then you can enter in your birthday. So from here it's going to ask for our address. So I'm just going to enter in my country to start with, which is United Kingdom. And I'm also going to tick this to say that it is both my birthplace and my country of citizenship. From there, you can enter in the rest of the information for your address. So your city, your street address, and your postal code. From there, if you were born outside of the United States, you can tick this box, which says you are not a US person. And from there, we can click this arrow to continue. From there, it's going to ask us about our stocks investing experience. So the first question is how many times have you invested in stocks or ETFs? And I have never, so I'm going to tick never and then click continue. From there, it's going to ask about crypto. And I have actually invested in crypto before, so I'm going to click that. And if you do give an answer, you will also have to answer this secondary question. So you need to just tell them how much you've invested in crypto. From there, it's going to ask us about our leveraged investing experience. And personally, I've never traded futures or margin trading or any of those. However, if you have, you obviously have to answer honestly here. But since I haven't, I'm going to click never. From there, it's going to ask about our trading knowledge in regards to CFDs, futures, options, Forex, margin trading, and ETFs. So you just want to pick whichever one suits you. However, I don't have any financial knowledge on most of these. So I'm going to click this box and I'm going to continue. From here, it's now going to ask us some questions. And this is to assess our level of knowledge of derivatives and trading with leverage. So this is basically just to make sure that you know what you're talking about, because trading with leverage can carry some heavy risks, so they want to make sure that you are qualified to actually do these things. So you just need to mark the correct questions and then click continue. From here, we can choose our planned investments, and I'm just going to select stocks. From there, it's going to ask our trading strategy, and most people will be using this account to invest for long term, so I'm going to choose more than several months and years. It's going to ask what our purpose of trading is, and I'm just going to choose short-term returns. From there, it's going to ask our attitude to risk, and this is basically how much we plan to deposit into Etoro. We then have to select which risk-reward scenario best describes our annual investment expectations. So if you pick this one, it's basically saying that you expect to gain up to $4,000 while risking up to $2,400. We now have to pick any of the following which applies to us. However, none of these apply to me, so I'm going to select that, and I'm going to click continue. From here, we'll have to enter in our financial status. So to start with, you'll have to choose your source of income. And I'm just going to choose salary. From there, we also have to choose our occupation. And of course, you just want to answer whichever one is relevant to you. From here, once you've answered all those questions, it's going to tell you which services are available for you. As I said earlier, I didn't really have any experience with CFDs. And the answer I gave to the questions they asked were probably wrong. So it's told me that CFDs are not appropriate. Now, I wasn't planning on trading CFDs, so I'm not too worried about this, so I can go ahead and click confirm. And we now have to verify our phone number. Once you've entered in your phone number, you'll actually have to answer a few more questions, and they'll also make you verify your identity so that you can prove you are who you say you are. However, once you have done that, we will now have access to our account, and we actually get put on this homepage. So as you can see here, it's told me that I've created my account, I've also verified it, and now I just have to deposit funds. So in order to do that, I'll first have to click this green deposit funds button here, and we can actually deposit with Etoro money and pay no FX conversion fees. So I'm going to choose to accept this, and I'm going to click continue. So from here, we can actually fund our account. So you first need to choose how much you want to send, and you can also select your currency. From there, you can choose how you want to fund your account, and you have two options. You can either use your debit card, or you can bank transfer. But for this option, I'll just select debit card. From there, you can just enter in your card number, the expiry date, the CVV, as well as your first, middle, and last name. From there, you can click deposit, and the money will then be taken off of your debit card or out of your bank, and it will then be added into this account. Okay, so now that we've created our account, and we've actually deposited some money into our account, we're now ready to start trading. But first, I'm going to go through all of these sections and explain everything in detail so that you know what everything does. So to start with the homepage, and if we scroll down a little bit, we'll be able to see trending assets, which are popular with eToro investors right now. And this can be a really great way of finding new investments. Now below that, we have the news feed, and this can be a really great way to find information. Here we will see important news, as well as chart analysis and other things like that, which are going to be really beneficial for our trading journey. So going back over to the left hand side, the second option down is watch list, and this will show us all of the top assets, as well as important information such as the change in price, the 52-week range, as well as the sentiment. We can actually filter our watch list down as well, so if we only wanted to see crypto, we could select that, and we can even add people to our watch list, which will allow us to see smart traders. And these are people that we might be able to copy trade off, but I'll touch on that a bit later. Now as far as filtering through all of these, we can actually also create our own watch list. So we can select my watch list and we can choose to create a new list. From there we can give it a name and click create new list. And we can actually choose what we want to see in this list. So we can select everything that interests us, and when we're happy we can click done. And it will now show us in this list all of the assets which we picked. This can be a really great way of just quickly looking at the market and seeing what's up and what's down. So next up we have our portfolio, and as you can see right now my portfolio is empty, so it's not going to be showing me anything. However, if you had a bunch of assets in your portfolio, you'll be able to see them all here, and you'll also be able to track how well your portfolio is doing. From there we can go to the Discover tab, and this is a great way to potentially discover new investments. So here we can see daily movers, and that's in terms of biggest gains and biggest losses. So we could check through the biggest losses to see if any of these are oversold, and that could potentially be a great way of finding a good trade or a new investment. And the final option over here on the left is the wallet. So if we select that, here's where we can see how much money we have in our eToro account, and it will actually show us our total value, our eToro money account, as well as our eToro investment account. Now if we decided we wanted to withdraw this money, what we could do is go over to the left hand side, and we can come down to this option which says withdraw funds. Now for me it says sorry, but your account does not have sufficient funds to withdraw. However, if you did have some funds in your account, it would actually give you the option to withdraw them, and it would actually allow you to select a withdrawal method. And to withdraw, you must make sure you have a minimum withdrawal amount of $30. So next up, we find the copy trader section. We can actually use this to find popular investors right now, and when we find one we like, we can simply select them, and then we can choose to copy trade them. Here you can choose how much you want to invest in this investor, and the minimum is $1,000. You can also choose here to close this investment if its value drops below, and you can edit the amount. So the max is actually $950, so if we wanted to set this to $950 we could, and that would mean if our investment drops 5%, it would actually take out the amount and we'd only lose $50. Now copy trading can be a great way of making money, however you want to make sure the person you're copy trading has a good track record. Here we can see as of 2024, JEP has actually gained 13%, which is pretty good. And in the previous year, it was also green at 23%. Now, as you can see, he's also had some good years where he's gained 150%. So you'll have to basically look through this performance to make sure that they are consistently good. And you can also use this feature here to find out how risky this trader is. So how do we actually go about buying things on eToro? Well, first, I recommend you head over to the watch list, and you can either search for something at the top here, or you can find it on this list. So let's just say we wanted to trade Bitcoin. I can either select it from here, or I can type in Bitcoin. From there, I can select Bitcoin, and it will then take us to this page where we can see important information about it. However, if we decided we did want to trade it, we could go to the right hand side and we can click trade up here at the top. And from there, you can choose how much Bitcoin you want to buy. So that's pretty much all of the basics covered for this eToro guide. So hopefully now that you've watched this video, you understand everything you need to know about eToro to get started. You should have successfully funded your account with some money, learn how to withdraw that money, as well as learn how to trade both by yourself and via the copy trade section. As I said earlier, if you need to create an account for eToro, make sure you click that link at the top of the video description, and that will allow you to get started for free. So this has been my step-by-step eToro tutorial, and I hope you found this video helpful. Thanks for watching.